Okay, so soul life cycles, actual part one. This will help you to better understand how life cycles or lifetimes work. So, as a quick review, the soul, it's created, it's eternal after it's created, it's the eternal flame. Um, the soul is given a choice that if it wants to house or be housed by a body, that it has to come into this plane, into this dimension, into this earthly plane with a essentially an assignment or a mission. And basically, you get your assignment based upon your choice, your soul's choice on which path it wants to choose to come into this realm with. So it's the blue path or the red path. Both paths lead to ascension. What's ascension, or the color of ascension, would be purple. The second ascension would be ultraviolet purple. So that's essentially the goal, no matter which path you choose, is to ascend in that lifetime and keep going until you reach full ascension. So what's reaching that is basically going through the 12 houses or the 12 signs. Those 12 zodiac signs are the archetypes for the type of area of life you'll be working on while you are in that life cycle or that lifetime. And you can come back and repeat until you get the lesson, until you pass through the trial and actually understand the lesson, and then you move forward until you complete all 12, and then that's when you ascend through to the 13th sign, which is past the crown sign, the crown chakra, but it's that energy that you're passing through in order to ascend. So you have your first ascension, which would be, let's say you go through the purple path first. It's purple. That's another thing. Let's say you go through your blue path first. You succeed, you get through it pretty much with ease. There's a few repeats, but for the most part, you get through it. So, you got a few lifetimes under your belt. Um, but you pass, you succeed, you ascend through the blue path. And your soul is a determined one. So it says, okay, now I'm ready for that red path. I want to succeed there so I can have full total ascension. So you come in through the lifetimes for the red path, and that's a little bit more difficult than the blue path was. And it's a lot more repeats, and it's a lot more and more and more. And before you know, it's like, damn, this is taking me a while, but it's worth it because you're building up and you're becoming a stronger soul, right? That's been through it, right? So you finally succeed. You get through all 12 houses of the red path, and your soul has accumulated many, many lifetimes, many, many life cycles. And this is, just really has matured your soul. And so you succeed with the red path. You totally have finally do full ascension, right? So then, your soul goes to source, like, okay, what's next? I'm ready for whatever's next. And so source goes, okay, you can go in, but you have to complete in one lifetime both paths. That's right. In one lifetime, you'll go through the red path experience and succeed in it. And in that same lifetime, you will go through the blue path and succeed in it. And that will give you the full, total, ultraviolet purple ascension. And that is a complete breakthrough of the cycles where basically your soul is free, where it has full access to all four hives and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? That is complete freedom, but you got to deserve it. You got to go through something. Your soul has to go through enough to say to source, I deserve all this access to all of this, right? And so, and it's up to you. It's up to your soul to do that. That's that free will. So that's basically the life cycles lifetimes in a nutshell. It's all these cycles that are going on at the same time because you're going through your life or soul. You're going through a life cycle and a soul cycle, a personal cycle, while other people are going through their cycles. The earth is going through its cycle. The nation is going through its cycle. Like all these cycles are going on at the same time. And it's easy to get caught up in all these other cycles and you lose track of what your soul came down here to do. And so it's always a constant reminder, like, look, you have a mission, find your mission and just go full force in it. Some people, their only, you know, assignment for coming down here is to be a spectator, to be a part of the audience, right? The United States is on a big stage right now. It's a world celestial stage right now. It's symbolizing and representing a lot that's going on. A lot that's going on. So, everybody is playing a part in some type of role, whether you are a part of the audience, whether you are a part of the orchestra that's down there in the music pit, whether or not you are on stage as an actor playing in a particular role, whether it's the lead or just a stand-in or whatever, whether you're a backstage, handler, whether you are a part of wardrobe, whatever it is, everybody, even the director, like all these different positions and roles and parts that are being played in order to make the production what it is meant to be. So, your life cycle, how you can kind of find out where you are in your life cycle is to think about your experiences. So, well, before we get to that, hold on. So before I can even get into all that, I do have to go back to remind you all, and to get a better, fuller view of it, you can go back to my video talking about what's the difference between the soul and the spirit. In chematology, there's the Ka and the Ba, and the Ka is basically the soul, right? It's the eternal flame, it's the soul. And we all have a soul because we all are human. And, that's a part of what we come from. We come from, a source, right? A solar power that houses our soul energy. And then we have, our bodies, our physical bodies, which is a part of the earth. That's why it goes back to the earth once our soul leaves this body, right? So that soul is eternal. That's forever. Now the Ba is a spirit that sits upon that Ka. Now, everybody doesn't have the same type of Ba. Some people have uncleansed Ba that are sitting on their Ka. Some, or spirit, you can think of it as. Some people have just bad, spirits on them. Some people have good spirits. Some people have holy spirits. So, depending on where you're at, your life cycle can mean something, right? So if your soul is an ancient soul, that means you have went through not only the first ascension, which is going through, completing the blue path and completing the red path, but you have went through total ascension where you have completed all of that, right? In one lifetime. And so you get special assignments in which your soul, because it's strong enough, can house a holy or even an uncleansed Ba upon your Ka, right? So it's um that's important. That will let you know something, right? Because your soul is going through its own thing before that Ba decides to, okay, I'm gonna send and go ahead and rest upon this Ka now because it's ready for us to do this special assignment. Okay. And then we have the good ones, or the good spirits, as you can look at it, are Bas that have their time when they ascend upon a person and be like, okay, let's get to work on whatever our assignment is. And same thing for the other side. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that on the next one.